to another video. After 6 or 7 days I decided to pick the camera up again. Unfortunately I haven't really made that much progress as I've been working the last few days, but I'll update you on what's going on. So far got the battery mounted in the boot, just for riv nuts holding that down, sitting good. Knocked out a heap of the wiring, which kind of just did a little bit every day until it was done. That includes up to the relays mounted up there, some fuses, extra 40 amp fuse for the fuel pump, for the four-wheel drive, but can be used for the fuel pump. Need to do the speakers next, just so they're done. Easy as job. Probably take me a whole 5 minutes to put the crimps on. But yeah, we go four-wheel drive down. Just got to mount the little cabling up there nice and put one ground on. Might put a couple of the P-clamps on that line very shortly as well, as I've got them sitting inside. I had Alex Pure come out, remove the rear window, as there is some rust up on the top seam. Nothing bad, just some surface rust. I want to knock that out at the same time we paint the bay. Coming up to the bay, it started to be wet sanded. I've done both the fronts, not completely. It's just been too bloody hot. Especially working with all the finicky stuff around these strut towers, it takes time. When I get onto the firewall, should knock it out pretty fast. Same with the front here, it's nice and easy, very accessible. Just been pulling this front rail off when I've been working. But yeah, knocking out a couple of jobs. I've got new wheels on their way, new steering wheel on the way, and a few other small goodies. Nothing else too exciting, because I've got most of the other parts hidden away inside. But I figured it was time to pick the camera up, get into it again, and update you guys what's actually been going on. The aim is within the next week to have the engine bay painted, along with the top bit of the window. From there means I can move into the inside of the car, which is actually getting more stripped every time I work on it. You can see the battery cable just chilling in the middle there, just working out orientation, if the spare cable I've got is actually the right length. Looks like half of it will be, the front half, but I'll go get some more cable tomorrow so I can do the back half. Yeah, it's ticking away. Kind of feels a bit overwhelming again at the moment. Just a lot of little jobs, well, a lot of big jobs now, but once I get the bay painted I can start getting it together. Still got to flip the motor upside down and do the baffle. It's a job I've definitely been putting off, but get these speakers wired up and a couple of little jobs around the four-wheel drive pump. I'm wrecked. Still got a lot more sanding to go, but the bay's looking better. It's actually pretty smooth. Looks really dirty here. A lot around that side of the firewall. Still got both rails and this front support. Probably going to chuck the bonnet and boot up onto a stand when we paint the bay. That way at least I can get the underside of them done. As when we look over into the boot, it's just covered in underspray down the bottom. Got a couple of new bumpers coming too, so we'll chuck them on it. Just whip all the locks and stuff out. Easy enough, the boot will come off in 5 minutes and be ready, and not much longer. And the bonnet's pretty much ready, just got to pull the squirters out. But yeah, we've got the speakers all sorted now, wired in, no more loose wires hanging there. Ugly coloured crimps, just don't like them. But can't see them, and they're the only ones I had the right size, the little buggers. But made them work. And now trying to work out what we're going to do next. Gonna have some dinner, maybe come back out into it. Just keep going with the little tidy up jobs. Really keen on getting the engine bay paint sorted, that way I can start getting the interior together. Going to go get a main feed battery cable so I can run that down the centre. That way at least I can get the back seats in. The fuel cover at the moment just needs to stay loose, as when I fit up the braided lines I want to be able to take them off on the inside and just blow compressed air down into them. just so I can keep them clean. Just trying to work out what else I have to do now, kind of checklisting in my head. Probably have to actually make a checklist now, as getting to that point where I'm slowly starting to knock things out. The boot lining will be able to go back in shortly. It'll look quite nice all together, but otherwise I've just got parts all through the house. Just a bit of a nightmare. Progress is real now. Not much sanding left. Just have to go get a water spray bottle now. Give it a real good wipe down, work out where I've missed, pretty much run my fingers over it all, make sure she's smooth. Especially up this top edges, just not sure where the guard runs. The Rio's looking about the same, needs a really good clean off. But next I've really got to get this belt sander, chuck my ass down there and put some masking tape on the roof and clean that up. Going to try and do that now, see if I can get myself into a comfortable position. Bit nervous about this, to be honest, something a bit different. But alright, let's see how we go with this. Alrighty, hoping that camera angle actually caught a lot of that, but still got the lower edge. I'll have to wire wheel. Had a couple of little bits where it bounced up near the roof, but we should be okay. Should be able to paint near them anyway. But yeah, we're in the wire wheel in the lower half. It looks like this has actually been fixed up badly before, so we'll go over it properly this time. Try and stop it happening again. Definitely looks like it's only the top half at least. Alright, let's try this wire wheel. asked for a bit of advice from Corey on these ones. Got 3 little holes. Reckon a bit of fiberglass filler or something similar to patch them up. But we'll check with him. Get the vacuum up here, give everything a bit of a blast off. And hopefully it's nearly that time of day where J-Car and Super Cheap are open so I can go get supplies for the next jobs. Light clean up and the bay is looking better. Just got to give it a bit more of a wipe down, work out where I still need to sand. Saw a little bits marks back there, probably can't see them on the camera. Just got to go over it a bit more. The front Rio support is looking good, ready for paint. And just going to sort some fiberglass filler out now for those couple little pinholes and just give it a bit of a sand off. Back up time. We've got the car completely masked. Around the back window is all ready to go, doing the complete edge. I've got some fiberglass filler in those little holes. It's all patched up, ready to go. Just needs a bit of a clean. That's good to paint now. The Rio hanging along with the bonnet hinges. Bonnet, which will paint the underside. Just needs a good scotchy and then mask up the top so it doesn't get painted. The boot has been masked but just needs a bit of a clean off as I've scotched it and had to wet rub a bit of overspray. And of course the engine bay all ready to go, just needs a final clean. Just going to finish off filming this one. The next video you'll see the bay painted. Hopefully knock that out tomorrow, all going well as long as the wind doesn't pick up or anything crazy. The bay is ready to go, just needs the final wipe down. Got a bit of sealer to fill up a couple of cracked pieces in the back. Before I go cook dinner, just going to wipe down the inside of the boot, mask up the bonnet and flip it over, get it ready so it can be cleaned up tomorrow and have the underside painted. Make them look fresh. They were both covered in overspray. But yeah, that's me done. Bring on the paint.